We are having so much fun, and we know you're going to love our next guest. His name is Tony Walker, and he is a comedy guy. Comedy cures everything. So.
Absolutely. I had cancer at the age of 32, and I do believe that the laughter and the positive attitude got me through it just as much as the medications did, which led to the comedy troupe that I run called Knockem Comedy. We do dinner theater, murder mysteries, game shows, kid shows. We're not stand-up or anything like that, just comedy shows, variety shows.
So you go to restaurants and where else? Like theaters?
Restaurants, private parties, corporate events, fundraisers. Did I say fundraisers?
Fundraisers, firehouses.
The comedy shows, they're murder mysteries, they're audience participation. It's a scripted show because there's clues and hints that have to go out, but it's not a don't blink or you'll miss something. It's not Agatha Christie.
Right.
It's a comedy. It's lighthearted, but one of the characters does get killed,
right.
And then the audience has to figure out who did it and why. And if it's a private party or a corporate event, we personalize it to fit their event.
Now, do you ask the audience for help with the mysteries? Or
Yeah, they solve it.
All by themselves.
Based on what they saw during the show, we even give them a little section where they can interrogate the suspects.
Oh, that's
and,
fun.
So we'll deflect, deny, point fingers at other characters, but everybody makes the rounds throughout the whole room and talks to people.
The show is guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed fun.
Totally.
Everywhere we go,
always.
Everybody loves that show.
The audience just get so involved, and there's just such a part of the show, and that makes it even better.
Other things that you do aside from mystery.
we do game shows. Oh, the game show, we have a podium with lights and buzzers and sounds, and it's basically
Like
a trivia game show, or it could be, again, we ad-lib with that too. So they may want a trivia game show, but if we show up and they're a loud, boisterous group and they're a lot of fun, we could ask them to do funny physical challenges or do some karaoke or whatever, or name that tune, whatever we feel like doing, and they'll be willing to do. We'll take it there.
Yeah. What movie introduced the phrase, "There's no crying in baseball"?
Oh, wait.
What letter comes after A? Yes, there you go. Go ahead. B is correct!
Is there a favorite skit that you do that just still cracks you up every time you do it?
We do a lot of audience participation murder mystery shows, comedic murder mystery shows. And there's two shows. We have a mob show. We're in New York. You have to have the mob shows. And we have a redneck wedding, which is just
I'll have to come see that one.
You're welcome anytime. Anytime. In fact, I even brought you a shirt.
Growing up in St. Louis, Missouri, I have to say, you did?
Oh, of course I did.
Hey!
That you will wear everywhere you go. In fact, I have a whole bunch. I'm giving one out to everybody.
Everywhere I go. Okay.
That's right.
There you go.
Knockem Comedy.
Oh, that's great.
Can I
Knockem
pretend I'm
Comedy.
drinking something?
Excellent. Yeah, you can pretend like you're drinking something.
I'm having fun on the set.
We actually do put water in it when guests ask.
Just
we
not
do. But
this
if you
guest.
if you don't ask ahead of time, wait. This one's full of water. You ready?
Nice.
1, 2, 3. All right. There you go.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Okay, we'll just do that for right now.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner, here comes Knight and the Mets win it!
Hello Tony, Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hi, everybody. It's Friday. It's Friday. It is January 6th. Are we getting into any of that January 6th
No, this
stuff?
is the Epiphany.
Yeah,
Happy
absolutely.
little Christmas, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show with me and Andy. Right above my head, please follow and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. We'd really appreciate that very much. The better our numbers, the more chances of getting bigger and better guests. I can finally get rid of certain people.
Ooh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Hi, everybody. So this is actually the first time we're seeing
This
each other
year.
since the holidays. Yeah, this year.
So when you said, see you next year. I was like,
Oh, actually, no, I didn't
you
say
didn't
it.
say
Bosie said it.
Yeah, it's true.
That Bosie.
Thank God I still haven't seen Bosie.
We have, well, you can see Bosie tonight. There's a special Donversations tonight at 8 o'clock. It's only 15 minutes. It wasn't planned. It's just kind of spur of the moment thing. Donversations with Jeff Bosie.
Is it possible to have negative views?
Can you imagine we rig
Like
that
you
up?
you owe views?
Like -5.
Right.
I'll have to send that over to them after we air it. I'll just, I'll play with it and just Photoshop it and shit. That would be really funny. Bosie, thank God you're retiring. Look at the numbers.
You were killing us. You were tanking us. Literally tanking us.
So, yeah, you and I were talking before when we went on the air. So not only is he retiring from performing stand-up, but he's also given up one of a comedy Facebook page.
Yeah,
that he runs.
and to be honest, really, the primary Facebook page that's worth anything for Long Island comedians, and he kept it squared away. As much as people complained about what, like his admin style of removing things that were not.
Oh, did they? I never heard a single complaint about this page.
Because
yeah?
and they were all, and it's because there are specific people who have specific agendas.
Of course.
And they're too stupid to realize that this is not the forum. They have their own page.
Right.
And if they wanted to contact people, they could message those people.
Right.
But that page was for posting upcoming shows, podcasts such as this. You often post
I do.
on there, and people saying that they were available. Which to me that was actually one toe over the. I personally, if I was Bosie, I would have deleted them, but he didn't. He left those up there for if a producer wanted to get in touch with somebody. They could do that. But it's kind of sad because Jeff ran it really quite properly, despite those objections. There was one guy who was upset because, this quote-unquote popular female can post her podcast, but I can't say Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, exactly. That's the fucking reason this page is here. Is not for you personally to be able to to send a message to people that has nothing to do with actual comedy. Now, if you were to put that in to like you posted like a clip you had done, a comedy or magic as the case would have been,
okay,
and said Happy New Year to everybody, or in the video said Happy New Year to everybody, that would have been acceptable.
Right.
But to just post some shit there, then it's like the rest of fucking Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
This page has a specific, but unfortunately that is now not going to be the case anymore and has already started to slip into chaos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so Jeff has already given up.
Yeah. It had happened. It happened like
New Year's,
pretty
or
much
something?
New Year's or right before or whatever. But not saying that. Hey, however these people want to run this page now that they are the admin. Awesome. Cool. I'm not criticizing them specifically. I'm just saying I'm not going to use it now because of that. It does. And who gives a shit about me anyway? Whatever. So it doesn't actually matter.
And how did he pick the person that took it?
To be honest, I don't know. I think he had put it out there of like, hey, does anybody want to take this over? I don't know if that was a conversation, like an in real life conversation or something that happened. And listen, I like the guy who took it over. I just don't know. Jeff has like a true actual love, I think, of the community.
Yes.
And so I think he guarded it jealously. And I can't say because I don't know the other guy as well.
Right.
I can't say, and just judging from what he has already, like what's up already which, don't get me wrong, is also, there's some important information out there. I just don't think that this is the milieu in which to use it, because it's just going to sidetrack thing, and eventually people are just going to become disenchanted with it, and it's just going to be people blindly posting things that everybody else is not going to click on anyway. I actually just got in with it. There's other, I think I sent you something. There's a specific page. I'm going to speak in a lot of generalities here. There's a specific page about a specific subject, and there were a bunch of people who were posting their podcasts and projects in that, which this had nothing to do with comedy per se.
Right. Correct.
Or entertainment value other than Schadenfreude.
Mm-hmm.
And people just, and so I made a comment joking about how, oh God, like, because nobody's posted it in a while, and like, except for these podcasts. And it's like, dude, you already post it in places like Long Island Comedy Scene, where all of these people already are members of, and they're already friends with you. So they already see it when you post it initially on your page. So all you're doing is actually alienating and making and numbing the world to, like, we all already see it, you know? And that's why Long Island Comedy Scene, it's important to have that, so that it is the outlet for these things. Pages like that.
Yes.
It's just, you post those things so you can go, hey, what have people been doing and whatnot.
Which is exactly why, which is why I post this show there, because there's plenty of people in the Long Island Comedy Scene that I don't know.
And so do the people that I was making fun of. They also post there, which is a great, I am totally not shitting on that. I think that's a good idea. That's where you should be doing it.
Right.
You're actually doing yourself a disservice by reposting it in a place that that's not what this is here for.
And in that particular page that you're referring to, it's a private page.
It's a private
and
page.
all the people that are on that page are on places like Long Island Comedy Scene.
Exactly.
Like,
they will have already seen, and most of these people are friends with each other. And so everybody's going to already see it. So it was just funny to me. And then it was funny because one of the people took offense to it and tried to insult me, which was hilarious. But
it wasn't a very good. It wasn't a very good insult. Yeah.
No, it was hilarious because it's like, you realize I just completely flamed you.
Yes.
Your
comeback was hysterical.
You walked into that flame. And then you like I wish, I'm like, come on, put a glove on me for Christ's sake. Like sometimes I feel like I don't even exist. Like I'm this ghost because nobody's fucking really shitting on me. I'd really like to. I usually have to pay extra for getting shit on, and I thought,
but
being a comedian, I could get some people to shit on me.
But in that case, they're not smart enough to engage.
And listen, there's places for everybody. It's just. In that and what I wrote specifically, like to walk into it like that.
Right. Yeah.
Which referred to one of my favorite Bugs Bunny, really Wile E. Coyote and Bugs Bunny cartoons of all time.
Which one?
My name is Mud.
Mud spelled backwards is dumb.
My name is Wile E. It's the only one where Wile E. Coyote speaks.
Yes.
Wile E. Coyote. Super genius. My brother and I still to this day will speak like that to each other.
Yeah.
And so,
to this day, nobody can say the word genius to me without automatically. I hear that in my head.
Yes.
Every single time.
I even wrote it out that way phonetically, so that. But anyway, another one that popped in my mind. They don't play it anymore because of like the blatant racism in it. Very well, Hiawatha. Very well, mighty warrior. That's another one of my favorite Bugs Bunny cartoons of all time. It's the Longfellow poem made into a Bugs Bunny where it's Hiawatha's trying to eat bugs.
But the blatant racism is it?
Oh yeah, because
I mean that's the way it was.
American,
back then,
it was, and listen, it was fine for the time, but it's not appropriate to play. Now.
That's a great segue, actually, to one of the things I was going to bring up today.
I am a fucking segue machine.
You are a super genius.
Super genius.
Have you seen the trailers for this this movie, You People? That's the name of the movie.
I've been using You People. You People is like, I have a friend of mine who's like, well, he's dead now, But Billy's calling me.
You want to take it? Take it.
Let me see. Just
Yeah,
what's
okay.
going on. Yes, Billy? Hello, sir. Hey, I'm on. I have you on speaker, too.
You're on the show right now?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead. Do you want to take it?
No. Do you need something, or do you want me to give you?
I was just calling to see how you were doing, but give me a call when you're done.
I will. I will call you as soon as we're out of here.
All right, I'll talk to you later, man.
Love you, bud. And look, he's alive. Everybody, you can hear it.
Yay! He's home! Yay!
All right, Bill. We'll call you in a little bit.
All right, thank you, man.
Peace.
Billy Geyer making a surprise cameo, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's funny because he's just going to be like, "I'm so sorry," and that was the most Billy Geyer thing to happen.
Absolutely.
So.
Love that stuff.
Exactly.
But I don't remember what we were talking about already. In that
I know,
30 seconds, I totally
shattered our concentration.
Now I'm getting a call
from Billy.
No.
Oh.
No, and you know what time it is, right?
Well, I was just calling to, are you on? Are you on? I was just calling to see how you were doing. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were on. Is it 11 o'clock every day?
Except Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's true.
Could have called him Wednesday.
Okay, well, you know what? I just wanted to let you know. Call me when you have the chance. Okay, I'm home.
All right, thanks.
Okay?
Well, Gina, watch it back because you're gonna fucking laugh your ass off.
She's
gone.
She's gone.
Hey, Mom, you watching? You want to call me?
Yeah.
4 people watch. I bet you the other 2 people are Billy and Gina now.
Apparently it is, yeah. Me, you, Gina, and Billy. Yeah. Well, not Billy, because he called.
Well, now though I'm talking.
Well, yeah. That could be right.
Like,
yeah.
oh shit, I should probably watch now.
So in that case, where's my mother? What the? Well, yeah, we usually get more watching, but
Okay,
that's right.
you segued into okay, so I was telling you
you
about
people.
You people, my best friend, I used because part of accepting everybody's culture is recognizing that other people have a culture and that it's okay that they have their culture and don't tread on other people's culture.
Right.
So when I say you people, I mean you people. You who's not me. Listen, I don't everything. I'm not going to find everything funny. I'm not going to get all the music or the dance or fashion or anything like that.
Right.
Because I'm me.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived through my period.
That's right.
This is not our time anymore.
Right.
It hasn't been for
our
a while.
time has long passed.
So like when people complain there's no good music anymore. No. It's music you don't like.
Right.
And it's okay for me not to like music that comes out now. It's not for me.
That's what I kept saying to Joe DeJesus when he was here a couple weeks ago. There's nothing good anymore. I said, Joe, but that's not the case.
It's just what you don't enjoy.
Right.
And there should be music you don't. If you liked all music, there would be something mentally
Right.
wrong with you.
Right.
Because Yoko Ono exists.
I love Yoko Ono. I love that music. It makes me laugh.
All right.
Kirsten says she's watching. Thank you, Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Yeah, so what's the...
You people.
Yeah, what's the guy's name?
Jordan Peele, I'm going to guess, because
No.
all of these things are...
No, it's better than that. So it
Michael K.
It stars who's Superbad and the fat guy.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, thank you. Jonah Hill falls in love with a black girl.
Okay.
And so now it's time for them to meet each other's families. And that's where the you people come in.
So it's like, guess who's coming for dinner 2023?
So he's Jewish. His parents are David Duchovny and Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
That's a really good matchup for...
Yes. But it gets better. Now the black girl he's dating in this movie, forgive me, I don't know who she is.
Right.
I don't know if she's new. I don't know her, so I couldn't even tell you her name. Her parents, and same thing with the mother. I don't know who the mother is, but the father.
If it's Dale Hewley, I'm gonna cream myself because I love Dale Hewley.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's better than that. Eddie Murphy.
See, listen. I really like Eddie Murphy, and I respect the hell out of him. But there are so many people. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, so I
better
shouldn't
than
even
DL. Like you'd rather see DL Hughley over Eddie Murphy?
I would rather see Dale Hughley over Eddie Murphy.
Really?
Me personally,
Okay.
I prefer.
All right.
And listen, in his time, again, in his time, I really enjoy Eddie Murphy, and I do like I
still think he's great.
Nigel Fullerton, who has a fantastic podcast about Eddie Murphy.
Right.
I've actually had a conversation with him to say that I think, or text say that I do think that Eddie Murphy is probably the greatest comic actor of all time.
Oh, interesting.
I do believe that. And anybody else who is going to try to compare whoever their pet is to Eddie Murphy is wrong, because they're judging off of Eddie Murphy, and they'll say, well, Eddie had a bunch of misses. It's like, yeah, but you got to be up there fucking at the plate.
Right.
You got to be allowed to be up at the plate to take those swings.
And anybody you're going to throw into that argument has had misses. Like I'm thinking Robin Williams, who had plenty of misses.
Right. Which and because I had said something about Steve Martin being somebody who is my favorite. And listen, Eddie Murphy could be the greatest of all time, but Steve Martin is my favorite. Can be true at the same time.
Absolutely right.
Because
Sure.
it is a matter of personal taste. This is
Right.
and this kind of does feed into the other things that we were saying. I don't have to love Eddie Murphy to respect the fuck out of that guy.
Right.
I mean, you can't have burned as brightly, as longly as Eddie Murphy has. I'm not saying he has finished, and not be the greatest of all time.
Right. Right.
Steve Martin, more niche, and it's my niche. Like it fits into my niche. So I
didn't know you related to Steve
identify.
My
Well, niche
niece.
doesn't mean no. I'm not his niche.
Sorry.
I would be his nephew because I identify as a niche. I self-identify in his niche. Boy, there's a lot of a lot of problems in there. Yeah, no, you got me off the fucking rails on that one. There goes my weekend. Sorry, girls. We were gonna go to the movies, but now I can't.
You're not going to the lacrosse game tomorrow?
Oh, the lacrosse game is. We might.
Yeah, I'm going.
We might, because all I have to do is mention Charlotte, and she'll be like, "Oh," but she's like, that's a whole other fucking thing. I don't even want to talk about.
But yeah, Don, I don't know if you're watching. Well, probably not, because
there's only.
Oh, we're up to 6.
6. Don
right.
could be there.
Could be
your mom.
Yeah, it probably is. I don't know what the latest is with the sleeves. There was talk that they weren't going to bring the sleeves back.
That's sad.
I was very upset about that.
And a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because I know the alternative is not a good idea. What they were talking about, which was to use the mascot.
Oh yeah,
that's
right.
because you're actually putting somebody in danger, especially after what happened with DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, true.
Like you don't know what somebody's physical condition is that putting them under that kind of pressure.
Well, I don't. Hello, Carol Miner. I don't know if it's always the same person in there, because I've been to games where they bring the mascot out and this guy's like dancing like Michael Jackson. I'm like, oh my goodness.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like from one person to the next.
Right.
Like somebody like if Fat Jay is doing it, he knows himself and he edited himself in in the race, and that's cool. But I think that a young person who thinks that they're physically fit would be putting themselves into a position that, and then after running it, would have to like.
But that's what I mean.
And not just take the head off.
Right.
And get
but that's
the
what I mean. Maybe
oxygen
it's
and
different
shit.
people, so that whoever runs the race can do that. Somebody
No,
else.
but I'm talking about like where they talked to Jay right after.
Oh, okay.
Because he was gasping for air and
Yeah,
whatnot.
true.
But
Yeah.
at least it went with what he did.
Right.
To like,
No,
and,
you're right.
and people are like, oh, okay. Whereas the mascots just not even talking; they're just going to be going.
Right.
And meanwhile, they're like, who knows what could happen to that person. So, but to not have a head on, to be able to go, it's where people can see, like, okay, this guy is like not
True.
But anyway, I digress.
I did get an email from the Riptide, the lacrosse team, saying that on their March 25th game, they're bringing out a kick line for halftime. And I'm like, son, and I was tempted to like contact them, because that's what I used to do when I used to. They used to bring a kick line out, and I was mocking them basically, and that was my thing for years. I did that way too long, but yeah. So I'm kind of like And of course, some friends have contacted me.
At
Hey, it's going to be a kick line.
Well, at this moment, I'm going to. My wife made me make a New Year's resolution that I wouldn't mention your leg as much.
What? Why?
Because she thinks it's hacky.
Oh, she doesn't think it's mean or not funny.
She thinks it's mean and not funny. I tried to make her sound better by saying she thinks it's hacky.
I mean, we all.
I know. We had this conversation. I told you. She's like, you got to stop. And I'm like,
no, no.
Like, he seems to enjoy it. I could tell by his erection.
So she's not saying you're being mean to him. You're just saying you're saying it's just she thinks it's just me. Oh, really? It's a me thing?
Yeah, she doesn't want me to. This was supposed to be our Thanksgiving shirts.
Right.
Gobblezilla. But we didn't get to wear them because we were all sick.
Right.
But
that's a great shirt.
Yeah.
No, I if it's a me thing, which first off, I'm terribly flattered that she's protecting me. I always love when hot girls like protect me. But no, I don't care about it at all. I don't care about it one bit.
Taking the fifth. And it's not why you think I am.
Right. Okay, good.
But anyway,
still made me
so
laugh.
who's Eddie Murphy, and then who's the mom?
I don't know. I didn't recognize
the
it.
Biggest racist I know.
I know Eddie Murphy.
Wow.
Well, what did I do?
If you could say, I have black friends, and not actually saying I have black friends, I know Eddie Murphy is probably the way to do that.
Remember, it was like a week or so ago, I confused Will Smith with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm like, I don't have enough keys. You fucking racist. It was for Ray. Yeah, I think.
What?
Was it for Ray or no?
No, it was one of them for Annie.
Annie, that's it. Yes. Yeah. You're like, oh, it was Will Smith, Annie.
I could have sworn Will Smith.
See,
was
my
in it.
girls. There was like this short period of time where the girls really enjoyed both Annies, and I saw the first one in the theater. I remember my dad took us to go see that.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I knew the Steve Martin thing.
Oh, did you?
But it blanked. I was like, because at first, and it's funny because I initially was like Steve Martin, and I'm like, no, you just have Steve Martin on the brain. One of my Christmas presents was I should have brought it with me. My wife got me Steve Martin's most recent autobiography, which is actually a cartoon.
Yes.
And it's she actually paid the extra whatever to have it signed by Steve Martin and
cool.
his friend who did the
the animation.
The drawings.
Right.
It's not animated.
Oh, animation if it was moving?
Right.
Is that what you're
sorry.
The cartoonist?
Yes. The cartouche.
I don't know what I was going to say.
Well, I think you were like, I am the biggest racist you know.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think it was supposed to be like a verbal ellipsis.
Plenty of friends who are African American. Plenty.
Too many.
Too many.
Too many to even speak of. No, but that's but the whole idea, you people, is to recognize that, yeah, we're all a little racist.
Well, and that's what the movie eventually, the families meet up and they get into it.
Yeah.
But that's why I love this casting, because Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is a freaking treasure.
Yes. Yes.
And to pair her up with somebody of Eddie Murphy's caliber, she's definitely somebody that could go toe-to-toe with him and be just as good, if not better.
She is one of the greatest
absolutely
comedic actors.
Greatest.
I'm not gonna pigeonhole her in any way. She is one of the greatest comedic actors of all time.
So I'm very anxious to see what they do going back and forth at each other to see how it plays out. It should be. I mean, just saying those names, it should be hilarious. Who knows how this movie's going to play? But
it's funny because like Jonah Hill, I like a lot.
Sure.
But I also think that he's made a couple of and again, you have to be at the plate to take the swing.
Right.
So he's had a couple recents that have just been like, dude, you're like, and it's when you like somebody and they don't do well, and you're like, you're so much better than this.
Right.
But then to say, you know what, you tried, like, and that's I think once you get into like performance or any kind of thing like that, there's a part of you that has to get to the point where you respect other people for the attempts that they make or the opportunities that they have. So,
it's Chase Bank.
I'm not good with pranks. We used to call the fucking. I think I told you the only prank calls my brother and I ever made was outside the laundromat in Port Jeff Station. Yeah. And there was the payphone, and we would call the operator back when there were real operators. I'm dating myself.
Yeah, right.
And we would just say into the phone, "I'm farting." I'm farting. Usually they were like, "All right, hang up." And we would. But there was one particular one. I'm going to send the police to this location. And whatever, my brother and I.
Right.
Ran around the... Matter of fact, very famous shopping center. That's where that one-handed black dude was banging that white crack chick that was on the internet. Was at a bus stop.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Some years ago. So this was at the other end of the L-shaped strip mall.
Right.
Where that takes place then like 25, 30 years later.
Speaking of pranks, like I don't know if you've seen this. I've just recently come across them, and I've seen a few now, and they're pretty funny. Somebody's like using their phone or something. They're filming an escalator.
Okay.
So the people on the escalator don't know they're being filmed.
Upskirt, I'm totally into that.
Oh, that'd be cool. And then somebody comes walking down the elevator, right? And
and they do one of these?
They do one of these, or they whisper something in their ear as they're walking past them. Some of these are really funny.
Yes. But it's also like those people are taking a huge fucking risk.
Oh, absolutely they are.
Because I've seen some of the quote-unquote fails from
Yes. Once in a while they post those too, yes.
Yeah.
And I did wonder, I was watching one just yesterday. Girl standing on the escalator, it's going down, and, they're plant, I guess, comes walking past, and as she's walking past, she goes, "I know your secret," and she keeps going. And now this girl she said it to, they kept their camera on her. It was pretty funny because at first she was just like, and then she's trying to go back to what she was doing on the phone. Sure enough, she stops. She does this again. She goes back to the phone. And then you see her again looking for the girl. Like, so of course, me being me, I think, what if that poor girl's special needs? So that's what I'm thinking too. Like they don't know who they if these things are or if they're real. They don't know who they're saying things to.
And that is the problem of pulling pranks on people in public like that.
Right.
Like it's not something I'm good at, so I don't. It's not something that I've ever pursued.
I like pulling pranks on somebody I know.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's different.
Awesome.
That's and the more elaborate, the better.
Yes,
and whatnot. Like I can't even point to anything because pranks just in general are not my.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather people laugh and be about things that I did.
What was the worst?
Rather than how other people are reacting to those things.
Worst prank you were a victim of? Do you have one?
I can't say no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, outside of your typical schoolyard pranks of somebody coming up saying something to you and pushing you over the person who is squatted down behind you.
Yeah.
That happened when I was little. And I still fucking harbor resentment. I'm coming for you.
When I was a teenager, I worked at a lumberyard. It was literally across the street. So I would just walk in. I worked there part-time. And there was this guy that I was teasing him. He worked there, and it was all in fun. I wasn't, seriously teasing him. I wasn't bullying him or anything. I was just messing around. I don't even remember what I was doing to him, but nothing, it was all just teasing. It wasn't like no big giant pranks.
Right.
But
you weren't sticking a pine cone in his ass.
No, nothing like that. I'm not that original. So he.
That's from the Maspeth.
The what?
Maspeth's varsity football team in the early 2000s.
Yep.
Pine
cones.
Yeah, in the butt. Sorry, that was hazing.
Right. So at this lumberyard there was a loft, and there was stuff up there. So you had to climb a ladder to get to the stuff up there. And it was usually like insulation, the wrap. So you could just throw. Oh yeah. So you could just like throw it over. You didn't have to carry anything heavy down this ladder. But this guy that I was just teasing a day or two prior, he was up there on the loft, and he yells to me, he goes, "I need a hand with something. Come up." I was like, "Yeah, okay." I'm walking up and I'm looking down, so I'm not even looking up as I'm
Right.
going. I'm looking down, which was stupid in itself. All of a sudden, I'm doused in water. Like he had a garbage pail, boom, and I'm completely drenched. And I remember I'm about halfway up, and I stop, and I'm just looking. I was like, why on earth did he do that? And thankfully, I didn't look up yet,
Right.
Because then all of a sudden, I'm like in this what felt like some kind of weird cloud, and all I see is yellow. I'm like, what is going on? So now I go back down the ladder, and that's when it like the reality set in. He dumped the water on me. Then he had a garbage can full of sawdust. So now because I'm wet, this sawdust is sticking to me.
Right.
And that's when I got down, and I hear everybody laughing, and I just kind of wipe my face. And I look up, and he's just like, I got you. You know, I'm like, all right, yeah, you did. You got me. And I was like, I just remember thinking, like, holy shit.
Well, it's funny because, like, so you said, oh, you should have been looking up. No, at no point should you have been looking up, both for safety in both directions. If he's dropping something on you, you want to protect your breathing apparatus.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't know.
And your eyes.
Yeah.
Number two is how dangerous that would have been for your eyes.
Right.
Thirdly, there have been a number of fucking what do you call it? Studies done on sawdust.
Yeah.
And how sawdust, because there is like so fine, and the static charge that can be generated by sawdust just hanging in the air.
Yeah.
Spontaneous when you talk about things like spontaneous combustion.
Really?
Oh yeah. Sawdust is a way to not surefire, but you are increasing the probabilities of spontaneous combustion because if it's dry enough in the air is dry enough. Just the friction of the sawdust moving through the air can light all of it at the same time and explode.
So there was attempted murder.
In a way, like I have to be like, but this is when, no offense, but stupid people, but no, you didn't do that prank.
Yeah.
When stupid people think that they're being funny, they.
Scott Gerba is his name. I haven't seen
sure
him since high
dead.
school.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's dead. We went to high school together. He was a year too older than me, and we both worked there, which is probably why I was teasing him, because we were, the same age and shit.
Right.
We were just busting his chops. But yeah, I haven't seen him since. I'm gonna look him up.
Because that's like most pranks that people.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great prank.
Hey, in real time and not knowing about the world, sure.
Yeah,
but,
right. Yeah.
It's
an innocent prank. Yeah.
Exactly.
So if I blew up, I wouldn't have been mad at Scott.
No, you wouldn't have been. You would have been angry at him.
Would have been
you
anything.
Wouldn't have been, yes.
But actually, my mother was angry because I then walked home, walking like Big Bird just gave birth or something, just this big yellow thing. But yeah, I had to take my clothes off, and so now the sawdust got all over the house. And
oh yeah,
yeah. So my mother was pissed.
That's how, like there's. It's so funny that we think, and it's great because like, oh, we were just fucking around. Yeah, no shit, you weren't thinking.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it's because of things like it's because I think like that pranks in general are not things that I care to get into because there's too many moving parts.
We're up to 9, by the way.
Hey, check it out. Well, should be when we do our special.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right. I was about to look up Scott Gerber on Facebook. What is from one?
Because that's more important.
I used to put ketchup on the earpiece of the phone receiver on the payphones in the mall.
You know what? Funny. Okay, here's the prank that we used to do in the Air Force. I mean, we did actually have multiple pranks. But my favorite one was if somebody went on leave and they were coming back after a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You take a plastic spoon, you break off about halfway.
Okay.
And they had it, this only works if the person had the desk, and I had a desk job, so this is the kind of shit we would get into. You pull open the desk, and now where the lock is a slot right there, right?
Yeah.
Put the bottom of the broken spoon in there, bend it back, get it to about here. You should have somebody helping you, and you empty or as much as the spoon will hold, of hole punches.
Okay.
Into the spoon.
Right.
And then you close it so it's bent back. And what happens is this is why you do this
Snaps
at
back,
the end of their leave and not the beginning, because at the beginning this has happened where you open it and the spoon is just still sitting there with the fucking hole punches in it.
Right.
But you open it for the first time to get like a pen or something, and it flings the.
I saw just this morning, somebody was sleeping on their side, and somebody put an egg right there, and then they did the feather, so that when the person sleeping, does one of these.
Yeah.
But when they hit the egg, the yolk then went down the ear. And I was like, oh!
There's too many. So it's a prank, but there were two phone pranks that we would do in the Air Force.
Yeah.
The one was you would call another shop on base and mute your phone, and we would count how many times people would give their phone statement. Like mine was scheduling Sergeant Plagainos or scheduling Airman Plagainos.
Mm-hmm.
And we would count how many times they would do it. In tears. I can't even tell you. Dying laughing at and the record was 20 something. And it was
wow.
Technical Sergeant Rose, Catherine Rose, up at Database Management, which was our sister career field. And my trainer was like, called her personal line. And Database analysis, Sergeant Rose. Database analysis, Sergeant Rose. We're like, how many times is he gonna do this? So that was
20 something times.
Hers was like over 20. I want to say it was 21 times because we were like,
that's great.
And just crying. We went out to the smoking area afterwards. We can't ever do that fucking joke again because that's the pinnacle of it. And we never told her. We did tell all of her fucking coworkers because we lived with those guys back at the dorm. But the other phone thing, and I told you this before, is the way the phone system is you could dial a number, and my favorite number to dial was 1-800-2-FIST-ME. And then you transfer the call as soon as you finish dialing, and you hang up. And it goes, and we would always do it to the guys in the office next to us so we could hear it happen.
Right.
And they would answer it and be like, hey guys, you want a great, I'll stick both my fists inside of you. Like, it was just, you fucking asshole. You could hear them screaming down the hallway.
That's fantastic. Fremder, I also used to put barbecue sauce packets from McDonald's underneath the tires of all the cars in the small parking lot at the job I used to work at and wait till 5, watch everybody pull out and squirt barbecue sauce on the person or car next to them.
There's a lot of...
it's a lot of thought and a lot of effort.
Tomato-based.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever use malt vinegar?
Kirsten used to work at a Chinese takeout down the street, and I answered, home phone, Hong Kong kitchen, how can I help you? I died as it was my brother's friends calling.
This is also a real life thing, and the person wasn't pranking me, but have you ever seen Dude, Where's My Car?
I've seen bits and pieces of that.
Fantastic fucking movie. It is underrated, definitely.
Oh, okay.
And there is one scene in it particularly that is my humor absolutely embodied, and they go to order Chinese food. I may have told you this before. And Ashton Kutcher and Sean William Scott, and there's one other guy. The other guy is driving. I think Sean William Scott is in the front seat, and Ashton Kutcher is the one who's ordering from the back seat. And it's like the speaker is like in the shape of a Chinese takeout box.
Oh, okay.
And he goes, "Hello, can I help you?" And Ashton Kutcher's like, "Yeah, what do you guys want?" And they're like, "Oh, 3 egg rolls, 2 garlic chickens, 1 General Tso's chicken." Like, oh, and then, because it's 3 egg, could we get 3 egg rolls? And then, okay, and then a garlic chicken, okay, 2 garlic chickens, and then, okay, and then General Tso's chicken. And then, I think that's it. And then, well, it's just the 3 egg rolls, the 2 garlic chickens, and the General Tso's chicken. And then Kutcher's like funny because he's like, and then you could put it in a brown paper bag. I'll pull around and pay for it. And then, no, and they start arguing, and he punches the fucking. I'm back from the Air Force. I'm working at Office Max in the Coffee Max Center in Stony Brook, and I call the Chinese place around the corner, and I go, yeah, you know, John Style chicken, whatever. And the woman goes, and then? And
You just start laughing.
I'm like... and then that's it. Like, I barely got it out. Like, they must have thought that it might have been a prank call or whatever. But yeah, that was... and that's not like... That's where real life pranked me. You know?
Yeah, right.
So.
All right. So are we doing an introduction to this, or are we just showing it? What do you want to do?
I think just the intro. Yeah, you have the promo right there. It's
I do
have the promo right there. I think everybody knows this is happening.
Right. Okay. So that's just the still photo. So you. Oh, all right. So
show the still photo.
Okay. There we go. Sure. So yeah, I've been showing this photo every day before, you know, as the show's starting. Through Open Doors, Comic Sans, and I keep forgetting what the third movie's called. What does it say there?
Double Eagle.
Double Eagle. That's it. Thank you. Through Open Doors, Comic Sans, and Double Eagle. 3 movies that are playing January 15th at the Comic Strip in New York City. Hello, Joe Beansy.
And I'm going to turn up he's going to end up turning off the mic, so I'm turning up my volume so we can watch this, because we actually haven't been able to, due to the world just hating Tony Walker. The universe is lined up against him.
What we're doing is, we're about to show you a video that is promoting this event. So this event at the Comic Strip Live in New York City, music, movies, mic drop. So there's going to be some bands playing. We're showing these short films, and people like Mark Riccadonna and
Christy Miller, looks like.
Christy Miller's going to be there. I don't know if she's doing a set. I know.
Oh, because she's in one of these movies.
Yes, she's in. I believe it's Through Open Doors she's in.
Oh, well, then she's in Double Eagle also.
Oh, all right. So maybe I got that wrong. All right. Yeah, I knew she was in one of them. But I know Riccadonna and Richie Byrne are doing sets that night.
Awesome.
I don't know who else, but yeah, there'll be bands playing. There'll be stand-up comedy. She's in Double Eagle. Thank you, Don. Don's watching. So Don has made a video that I believe Riccadonna wrote. It's basically a commercial for this event. This event is January 15th. This is the world premiere of the video. It starts at 7. Doors open 7:30. The event starts at 8. That's next Sunday, January 15th. It's going to be great. So watch this video and laugh.
And there's going to be 5 seconds of dead air.
Art was hard to create.
Since there was no audiences.
Comedians were doing stand-up in their living room.
And their kids were telling them they weren't funny.
You're not funny. And writers were pitching ideas to their cats.
I freaking hate cats.
Musicians were posting music in the Spotify.
The Spotify stratosphere.
In the Spotify
stratosphere in hopes of reaching someone who wasn't on their front lawn.
All their neighbors wanted to hear was the umpteenth version of Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Some of these artists didn't let any of this bring them down.
They decided to bring their new art to the world as soon as restrictions lifted.
These artists came together and made 3 short films.
3 incredible films.
3 short films.
Along with being the creators of these films, as producers,
directors, cinematographers.
Cinematographers.
Cinematographers, actors.
Actors and writers.
They are also musicians and comedians.
You're not funny.
So, come join us to celebrate art.
With a night of laughter, tears,
and maybe even a rousing rendition of Kumbaya.
Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya.
For the love of God, please don't make me do that Kumbaya line.
We'll be at the world famous
the world famous Comic Strip Live in New York City
on January 15th, where these 3 short films,
stand-up comedy and music at the first Music Movies Mic Drop Festival.
Doors are going to open at 7.
No, wait. It's a holiday weekend. It's 7:30.
Click the link below to get your tickets.
Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya.
You're not funny. You're not funny.
Oh man, that was great. Thanks, Don, for using. I just off of took a flyer on it. I was like, I think they would probably think that it would be funny to actually hear kids go, or family members just be like, "You're not funny," and kids be more obvious than spouses.
Yeah,
spouses would be like, "Well, that person could be in the movie," like
right.
if you're not familiar with any of this. So, thanks for using. Both girls are gonna. Thanks, Don. And Don saw I made them each do 2 takes, and afterwards they were like, Daphne was like really unhappy with her.
Oh, really?
She was like, "Can I do it again?" And I'm like, "No, you had your fucking chance. Like you had to be ready when we say roll. You fucking be ready."
That's right.
So.
Be a professional. All right, I'll read these comments. But Don, while we got you, what's the update for the lacrosse game tomorrow? Are they using the sleeves or not? So, all right, so everybody's saying hi to Beansy. It says first time chat with Beansy. That's
well,
not...
maybe maybe he forgot his password and had to create a new fucking.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay. Let's see. So yeah, he says. So Don says that Christie's in Double Eagle. Don says he loves his PSA. Andy's kids made me laugh every time. Yes, Carol, I screwed up. I said Spotify.
The number. He's Don's asking for the number.
Oh, 516-465-3990. 516-465-3990. Beansy, thanks for watching. Good to see you. We haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you for not calling in a long time. I appreciate that.
Actually, Don didn't use everything I was screwing up. I like the first 3 or 4 lines. I was screwing them up left and right.
I screwed one up, and I'm like, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving that in there because it's funny because this Don is a genius, and I know because I get everything. But I figured that the mispronunciation would probably come in handy.
Yeah. Jeez, I think it's Beansy calling in too. But sorry, Beansy. We're taking Don. Don's calling at the same time.
Sorry, Beansy.
Yo,
what's up, guys?
What are you doing?
How's it going? Good to see you.
Likewise.
Yeah,
man,
really, loving the show as always. Dude, that PSA was was just a blast putting that thing together.
It is pretty funny. It came out great.
Yeah, because I think like when Rick and Donna first sent it over, I wasn't sure if he wanted it to be straight or like have funny moments in it.
It's funny because when you read it, it's like, wow, this is really straight.
Right.
Yeah, and how everybody else read it. So then I just started like after I just got Andy's in and I saw the kids in there, I was like, let me put this in there and see how it fits, how it feels. And then after that, shortly after that, I talked to Bosie on the phone, on the FaceTime, and I had him just say he hates cats. And then after that, I was just off and running, having fun with it. And then when I saw Tony's come in, and Tony with all the mispronunciations and all that stuff, I was like, and then you start to worry, like, am I giving this person enough time? Is this person not getting enough FaceTime?
No,
sure. And then I'm like, is Tony going to be upset that I'm only showing all his fuck-ups? Because I was going to put it too when you couldn't pronounce musicians because it was hilarious. It was just it didn't fit for the vibe. But this dude could not pronounce musicians, and it was like real. He was like, really?
Oh yeah.
I was just saying to Tony, I'm like, there was one word I know I fucked up, and I was like, should I do this again? And I'm like, no, I think Don will probably he'll either use it or he'll because I got what you like it's understood, like we all do the same thing, you cut it all together, it's going to be that style,
right? Yeah.
And I'm like,
and then when I made it black and white and everything, it started to all kind of come together as that kind of vibe,
which that's genius. The black and white was a very smart choice.
Thanks, man. And yeah, a lot of people had Richie Byrne and people tripped up on like that, but Tony was like on another level with his mishaps. So I was like I had to keep those in there, but it came out really good. And Andy, your daughters, man, they delivered the goods. They gave 2 takes, and I used like each of them had 1 and 2 takes. So the first one was always kind of like more straight, and then the other one was kind of more like, you're not that funny, like with a face. So I used the straight one with the one daughter, and then the other reaction with the other daughter, and it worked out great. And then that was another thing, because I put that after Frank Vignola, the other, you're not John Happy, says comedian. Oh my God, it just makes me laugh every time.
Awesome. I hope that ends up being shareable so we can all.
It's going to be shareable. I'm waiting on Rick Adana to give the final.
Right.
Eric Half just texted me a little while ago, maybe 10 minutes ago.
Cool.
Wants to add his in there, but I don't know now if I have to, we want to get it out, but I'm going to reach out to Half shortly and see if maybe I can squeeze him in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I would love to have Eric Half involved in it, obviously.
Absolutely. There were no instructions on how to dress for this, right?
No.
No,
because I'm just wondering, why Joey Cola looked like a mixture between the Mad Hatter and Mr. Magoo. I didn't know what was going on there.
He did look like a cartoon.
He told me he wanted to be interesting, and that's what he did. And thank God, I love having Joey involved in all of our stuff.
Yeah.
So just the fact that he did it, because there was a couple people that couldn't do it,
right?
For whatever, Christy Miller is not feeling well, so she wasn't able to get it in. There's a couple, because we wanted to represent all the actors from all three films.
Right.
So we have, obviously, a lot of Comic Sans heavy. Our people came through for the most part. And then through Open Doors, we had two of the actors in there, but we're missing the main actress from that one. And all three of these movies, by the way, not to pat myself on the back, but I edited all three of these films, so I'm kind of excited about it.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So
working with Rick Adana is always a pleasure, and I got to work with Rick Adana on two of these three, and we're going to be doing a lot more stuff in this year, and working on Comic Sans as well. So, it's going to be a big year for all that stuff. But yeah, everybody. While I'm on the phone here, I'll just do one quick plug.
Yeah,
Everyone
sure.
come out to the Comic Strip Live in New York City to watch these screenings. It might be the only opportunity to watch these publicly for a while, and we really want to fill the place up. So if you can make it out to Manhattan on Sunday, I think the next day is a day off, Martin Luther King Day. It's a holiday, so you don't have to worry about work the next day.
Right.
So just come out, and support live comedy, live independent films, live music. Everything's going to be there. It's so we really want to kind of get this place. And plus, there's going to be a few other. What did he say?
There's going to be bands and some stand up, right?
There's bands and stand up, but also in the audience is going to be scouts for other films and stuff like that, and theater scouts. Hold on, let me get the
Boy Scouts.
I always wanted to play left field for the Yankees.
They're baseball scouts. They're coming out, and they said you have a good arm.
Right.
I think it's the right arm because the forearm is huge. They said
this kid's got stuff.
They saw the big thumb in the thumb wrestling competition. They said, he can throw a curveball with that thumb.
I don't even have to use my wrist for the curveball.
Don said thumb wrestling scouts.
The thumb wrestling scouts are coming out. They saw Andy's ginormous thumb, and they were like, "We need this guy." Yeah. Hold on. Let's see what he said here. I'm trying
changing
to
my name to Thumb Hogan.
Trying to find Rick Adonis thing. Hold on, because he just sent me this.
All right. So while you're looking, some of the comments are coming in. They're asking who this is on the phone. We're talking to Don Sill. Don Sill made the movie Comic Sans.
Who is that
That's
asking?
the Jukester. The Jukesters. Is that that might be Kenny Freeman? Kenny Freeman, are you the Jukesters? I always forget who's who. Comic Sans is the name of Don Sill. Is the name of the movie Don Sill made. It is. It had a premiere back in November. It is Kenny. Hi, Kenny. But this is the New York City premiere. It's at the Comic Strip in New York City next Sunday. It's premiering along with two other films, Double Eagle and Through
Open Doors.
Through Open Doors, thank you. And Richie Byrne is doing a set. Mark Urquidana is doing a set. There's going to be bands playing. It's going to be a fun night. So
I'm pretty sure Christy Miller's performing.
Oh, she is? Okay, because for that price, what you're getting, by the way, let me just talk about it for because I bought my tickets already. My wife and I are going to be there. For the price, the amount of amazing talent that you're going to get to see.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about myself. No, it's just like all those people are fucking killers.
Yeah.
Everybody is a killer on that. Just from
Yeah,
the
I was
comedy
trying to get ours, from Comic Sans. Like we wanted to get, Cola and Haft and Karavis to all perform as well. But Carrie's going to be out of town. I think Joey as well, and Haft as well. I think all of them are literally not available to perform that day. So they were, upset because it's a cool.
And Bozy retired.
Yeah, and now that Bozy retired. Which, watch my conversation with Bozy tonight.
Yes, looking forward to that.
Yeah, we go into that, his decision-making on leaving the world of stand-up.
Fucking LeBron Part 2.
Because also he left behind not only his stand-up comedy genius, but also he left behind the message board, the
we actually talked about it earlier.
That's how we started the show today, talking about that.
Actually, how unhappy I am about that.
Yeah, he passed it off to Patrick Dunn.
Right.
And from what I'm understanding, it's not easy to do it, to put the time in what Bozy was doing.
Well,
if you're going to do it right.
And like I said to Tony, is that what it does is it shows what a love Jeff has had for the Long Island comedy community, for all of us. Because, there are people he doesn't like, but none of them would even fucking know it.
Right, exactly. And, and I think that might be, well, watch my interview with him today, but I think that might be the crux of why he left the scene. I think has something to do with that with that group.
Yeah.
And not being appreciated and all that kind of
stuff.
And it's hard to eat it from people who act like they're your friends. Like it's always that has been something that's always bothered me, and I've had private conversations with Jeff and whatnot where there are people that I'm like, you need to get these people out of your life. They're so fucking toxic. But
wow,
there is a lot of and that's the thing with the comedy scene, and what's unique about Long Island comedy scene too is that it's not unheard of to see open mic level comedians mixing it up with high end like seasoned comedians.
Yeah,
and then these open micers start to believe that they're the same.
Yes,
it's the sickness. Equal.
It's the sickness.
In comedy.
Yeah,
and so I think that's a good and a bad thing in our scene.
True,
but I think that's what's kind of, in my opinion, that's what kind of got Bozy to make this.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, just watch it. It's going to be on tonight at 8 p.m. live, and then we'll just kind of share it around. And I love Jeff Bozy. He was one of the first, when Tony first brought me in to check out the studio in 2019, pre-COVID. It feels like so long ago, but it was only like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But Bozy was one of the first guys I met. He came storming in through the door with a 6-pack of beer to give to the guys at the show that was currently airing, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And he seemed
Wile E.
so
Coyote.
It's very fitting because he usually does storm the back door.
Doesn't ask.
He
just goes
it.
right through.
And when it happens, people say, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah. Though I think a can is probably being generous in describing him.
But I do love. I love Jeff Bozy. I wish him all the best. I think he'll be back at doing stand-up again. It's hard to shake it off. When I quit stand-up, I did stand-up comedy very briefly for about a year and a half or so back in the late 90s into 2000. And, it's a grind to do it. When I did leave it, though, you kind of, you go through a withdrawal, almost like a depression. And, but I'm still dealing with that today. No, I'm just kidding.
Have to call my sponsor.
And then he just fucking, all we hear is an explosion. It's Don shot himself in the fucking head.
I'm actually standing on a chair with a rope around my neck. No, I'm just kidding. I am not serious, everybody. Please do not call the police.
Silsey was here. Fucking carved into the fucking rafters.
Good callback on not callback, but good
reference. Yes,
reference to Shawshank, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's a great one. So, all right. So now fill us in while we got you. What is the latest on tomorrow night's game?
All right. So here's the thing with Riptide, the New York Riptide. So we were doing a thing called Beat the Sleaze, which is a thing based off of Beat the Freeze, which the guy is dressed up like Mr. Freeze, the superhero, and he would race people and give them a huge head start, like 10, 15-second head start, and then he would run and then beat them.
Right.
The Beat the Sleaze is the reverse of that, where we now give the Sleaze is like an out-of-shape guy, older guy. He comes out dressed up as like the Luber Libre dude, like a wrestler with a mask on and shit. And he's the one that gets the head start, and then the little kid comes and beats him. Now, I did this thing last year.
Yes, you did.
And it was fun. People liked it, but it came with ramifications like that I wasn't happy about. First of all, I'm too fucking old to be running around. I'm not in great shape.
Yeah, you got that sexy grandpa thing, man.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. But it felt like, you ever see that movie, The Wrestler, with Mickey Rourke?
Randy the Ram, sure.
Yeah, so remember when Mickey Rourke got body slammed, he had that fight with the thumbtacks and all that shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
And afterwards, he's sitting alone in the locker room, he's like picking out the thumbtacks.
Right.
Yeah.
And he only got paid like $100 or something. That's how I used to feel after doing that run. I'd be sitting alone in the locker room with the stupid fucking mask on and goofy pants and shit. And I would just feel like that. I'm like, God damn, what am I doing? Like,
but maybe you would have had Marissa Tomei naked like you did in that movie.
If Marissa Tomei was there, maybe, yeah. So anyway, so this year they wanted to continue it, and I refused to do the sleaze again. It was mainly because, if anything else, the main reason was I just, there comes a time when you're like, I'm 51 years old. I don't want to fucking do this. So I called Tony and asked him, who he thought, and we kind of went over a couple names.
It's so sad you just skipped over Tony. Literally.
Well, yeah. Well, I've seen Tony when we had that race.
Yeah, right.
So I didn't think it was in his bag of tricks, but anyway, we had Fat J do it.
Right.
And when I introduce everybody to, hey, this is Fat J, everybody's afraid to call him Fat J. Everybody thinks I'm being a real dick. Right. Hey, everybody, this is Fat J over here.
You should see what my daughters say, Fat J. You gonna see Fat J?
And I'm like, that's his name. That's what he goes by. That's his whole thing. His blimping ain't easy. He calls himself proudly Fat J. He's So they loved him. They all got along with him and everything else. Well, he waited because you got to get there early for crew call, and then it's a lot of hurry up and wait. This is show business, how it is. He must have went out for a weed break at least 6 times. So this dude was.
So he was there for about 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He already ran the race about 4 times prior.
Right.
But anyway, so he did a great job. Everybody loved him.
Yeah.
But one of the people involved in the Riptide, a high-up guy, like a VP or something, felt sorry for him. Actually felt sorry for him when he watched him run and that he couldn't complete the run.
Well, we all kind of did feel sorry for him when he couldn't even make the whole thing.
Yeah.
I might be the closest one to him out of this group of people talking about this, and I'd say, like, yeah, that's what he fucking got in for. Like,
well, yeah.
He didn't cheat. Like, it was funny that he cheated.
Yeah.
But he cheated because he had to.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
So, and this is nothing against Fat J at all. This is just what happened. So
right, yeah.
People had empathy for him, and they felt sorry for the fact that they felt like, especially now, today's day and age, with all the woke stuff, it wasn't a good look that we're, kind of...
exploiting a fat man?
Right.
Exploiting a fat guy. And then the fact that he couldn't make it, the run, didn't help. So they had all these meetings about it, and then we also the guy who was the advocate behind Beat the Sleaze, the guy who got me in to do it and stuff. He left. He's now moved on to Arizona.
He got so upset over this. He moved all the way to Arizona.
Fuck, I can't wait. I can't wait for that Netflix fucking documentary about this. This is fucking deep. Go on.
Yeah. So he moved to the Arizona Cardinals, so he got basically promotion like in his career. So he's off. And that dude, his name's Anthony. I've known him for years. He used to work with the New Jersey Devils. Then he went over worked for the Flyers for almost 12 years. The Flyers. Then COVID happened. He got laid off, and he got this gig working for GF Sports, which is basically what runs all of the Riptide in-house entertainment.
I heard that Arizona now has a promotion called Beat the Skeeve. And this is like really morbidly obese, dude.
I bet you anything he pitched it to them. Because with the Arizona Cardinals, another little fact is the guy who runs the Cardinals in-game entertainment is the guy who used to run the New York Islanders entertainment. His name's Tim Beach. And Tim Beach is a legend in what we do in my world of video, board entertainment, sports entertainment. He's the one responsible for the Ice Girls. He was the Islanders were the first ones to ever have girls out there on the ice with the shovels.
Right.
Someday I would like to shake his hand and crush it.
Yeah, every other team copied him, but now because of the wokeness, they all removed the ice girls now. They're not allowed to have hot girls cleaning the ice. But anyway, that's just a little side note. But so Anthony's gone. So now that Anthony's gone, and he was the big advocate for Beat the Sleaze, they've just decided we're getting rid of the Sleaze altogether. We're not doing this anymore. So yeah, that's completely dead. But I am glad that Fat Jake had an opportunity to do it.
For sure.
To kind of go out there in Nassau Coliseum. It was a good crowd that night. It was opening night that he was there. Believe it or not, that's a good crowd for us.
And prove to himself that he has absolutely no shame.
Right.
Well, when I was videotaping him behind the scenes, he started doing this thing where he was like wiggling his boobs and stuff, and I was getting hypnotized by them. By those luscious.
I love it. His favorite story to tell is the one where he's like, "So I'm standing there with the two girls, right? The part of the dance team, and I hear this little fucking 12-year-old kid go, "Look at the tits on that guy."
I was there when that happened.
That's hilarious.
That's actually a true story. This little fucking kid. First the kid was yelling to the girls, "That's your boyfriend? Oh my god! I can't believe that's your boyfriend. Look at the tits on him."
See, he's edited that to not make it nearly as funny.
Yeah.
And the kid was about like 12 years old.
That's so great. This is almost like in Tommy Boy when they're on the boat. Like that's to me like that's what I see. Free Willy.
Hey. We got Jay to play Jones Beach and Nassau Coliseum in 2022.
Dude, this year's going to be a fucking letdown.
So what are they doing instead? Now, I did get an email saying they're bringing back the dance team on March 25th for their halftime show. That's what they used to do in the old Saints days. What are they doing tomorrow night? Do you know?
I have to look at the script. I'm not really sure what they have in play. I know they have the Applebee's like dance-off thing. They have dance-offs and things along those lines. They always have a couple of fun things. They're going to incorporate more of the mascot. The mascot's name is Eddie. So they're going to incorporate more of the mascot and more of that kind of thing. So we'll just wait to see what transpires from it all.
How do they spell Eddie?
Eddy.
Good. Thank God. So you know what I'm saying? Like the most Long Island thing that could happen is actually spell it Eddie. So I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy whoever's decision was.
This is the Riptide. He should be called like Rippy or something. He just rips farts all the time or something.
Eddie. Eddie is an Eddie Current. Like,
come on.
It's smart.
That probably is why. See, Andy's got that brain.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's too smart. People don't want to think.
It is too smart, but
yeah.
It
Rippy, tidy. Tidy.
There's so was anybody from the entertainment department outright fired? Because I'm sure that's the person that named him EDDI. Why? You know, is that like that's how smart it is? It's like,
yes,
we're gonna do it, but we hate you now because our heads hurt.
And you'll be there tomorrow, yes?
I'll be there tomorrow. I'm going to be filming some stuff in the green room, in the back room there. Just some promo and things like that we didn't shoot yet. And then I don't know if I'm going to be floating around as much as I did game one.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to wean myself out of going to every game.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that Ty Anthony is gone, because there's just, what I do, I don't necessarily need the stuff I shoot. I normally use a program feed stuff, the stuff that they're shooting in game.
Right.
Way better than anything I can shoot, because I'm just, unless I'm shooting crowd or things like along those lines.
Right.
It makes no sense for me to shoot the gameplay, because there's so many other cameras that are
standardized cameras. Yeah.
Well, we'll be there. I'll text you. I'm going.
Yeah, let me know today if you can how many you need, and I'll get you comps. And same with you, Andy.
Oh! No, I already bought tickets for tomorrow. But thank you.
Oh, that'll take time. No.
Well, that was the thing. That was the thing too with Jay. Did I tell you this story?
Yeah, no. Because I'm one of the people that got one of his.
Oh, that's right.
Or 4 of his.
I felt really bad when Don told me. Because Jay, there was no pay involved at first. So he's like, "What do you think I should do?" So I said, "Jay," because last year the tickets were what, like $15, right, Don?
Well, they told me that I said, "Is there any compensation for the sleeves?" And they said, because last year what they did for me was they just gave me some merchandise, which I got a sweatshirt.
That sounds like your pride was really fucking compensated there.
Yeah. So. This year I asked them what he would get, and I was kind of really pushing for him to get actually paid, like cash money, because he's coming out doing this thing. Plus, I've done it, the sleeves. I know how it makes you feel.
You were really advocating
I want
for
this
him.
motherfucker to get. Yeah, I want this guy to get paid for this shit.
This is where we're going to get those people crying during the documentary.
And then
people are going to come away and be like, that Don guy was really fucking looking out for Fat Jay.
The video would go something like this. And all Fat Jay got in turn for his humiliation was 10 tickets for all his friends to watch him be humiliated.
Yeah, but I didn't have any problem with it at the time. I just didn't realize it was a fucking problem.
I didn't realize you actually had to fucking run.
Yeah. I thought I was done when I put on the fucking uniform.
I didn't know I had to run the whole fucking thing
in front of people and shit.
As I'm passing Mr. Sill, I said, "Don, you got some water?"
Yeah.
He's like, after the fucking kid tapped me on the shoulder and mocked me, that's when I said, "Fuck this, I'm good."
So I went out to smoke a little bit of the weed.
Yeah.
And I had like a blunt and a half.
I was so fucking high as a kite that when that kid tapped me on the shoulder, I thought he was going to offer me a bong hit.
It was right around when I saw Mr. Andy and he shouted out from the photographer's little slot thing. I pointed at him and I thought to myself, I might die.
That's great.
After my first 10 steps, I thought I was having a heart attack.
I tried to call a timeout, but this Jagov with the fucking microphone wasn't even fucking looking at me.
Then afterwards, the guy wants to interview me, and I can hardly talk.
I said, bro, how about you try to fucking run this whole fucking thing and try to fucking talk? How about I go on your fucking back, you carry me around. You try to fucking talk.
I tried to jump on that little kid's back when he went right past me.
So, and like from like far away. So are you happy you did it? Yeah, I'm fucking happy I did it.
It's something he could now say, hey, I've done this at the Nassau Coliseum, and, you know.
Oh, the biopic is going to be awesome.
He's in his 40s, right? Or is he 30s?
He's in his 40s.
Yeah, he's like 2 years younger than me, 3 years younger than me.
Yeah, so he's a lot younger than me. You know, I'm 51. I'm an old dude now.
He's probably like
running,
8 years younger than you, is what I would say.
Yeah, and running does not appeal to me at all, even though I got to start getting in shape.
That's great.
Thanks
for
Jay comes out to the comic strip too.
Yeah, that would be cool, and we appreciate you calling in. We appreciate you letting us show the video. That was really cool, and looking forward to this. On January 15th, it's going to be. I'm looking forward to seeing the other movies too.
Yeah, everything about this show sounds really fucking.
It's going to be cool. Like I said, I worked on all 3 movies. Richie Byrne he kind of steals the show in his movie Double Eagle. He was so good in that. He's just so funny and just solid. And Christy Miller was great as always. I think anybody who goes to see these movies are going to be satisfied and happy. Plus, the live comedy, man, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Plus, live music. Plus, there's going to be people there from the there's like these like I told you about the Thumb Wrestling Scouts.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring my A game.
There's a lot of interest from the APAP, the APAP. It's a couple of buyers. These are guys looking to buy scripts, and they're coming to view these movies. And who knows? Maybe this could parlay into something bigger for comic fans or for any of these projects. So
would be sweet.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, dude.
Let's make something happen here.
For sure.
That would be fantastic. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun time, man.
Yes, indeed. I can't wait to see you guys over there.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a blast.
Nice.
You freaking huh.
All right, man. Thanks for hanging with us, and I'll give you a buzz later.
Great job. Love Fridays with you guys, man.
Thanks, brother. See you later.
Peace.
Don Sill checking in. That's gonna be a cool event.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah, I totally forgot how. Yeah, like.
And it's really not expensive. Seriously,
what is it?
It's
like 25?
$23.50, let's say.
Oh wow!
Because it's actually like $23.47 or something like that. I think after fees or whatever, if you're buying online, $25. It's less than $25.
So that's a good. Yeah, it's a good price.
That's amazing
for
for what you're getting in there.
Yeah. CVS is calling.
My prescription must be thinking.
Usually we end the show with, going over some dates and stuff, but I know that
I think I only have like 2 dates. I can't remember the second one. But
there's one that you and I are doing together.
That's the one that I can't remember. February 16th,
I think. Yeah, it's a Thursday, right? February 16th. February 16th, you can see both of us performing stand-up at the Long Beach Library.
And Teddy Smith and Laura Patton. So.
Laura Patton, Teddy Smith, you and me, and hosted by Jules, our pal Jules.
Sweet.
That's going to be a fun show. I'm looking forward to that.
I still have to get like a picture in a bio or something.
Oh, shit, that's right.
I forgot. And she wait. I love I'll probably.
Oh, okay. February 16th, come check us out at the Long Beach Library. It's the 2 of us with our pal Laura Patton, Teddy Smith, hosted by our pal Jules, who you see in here sometimes. Yes. That's going to be a lot of fun.
January 30th, I think it is. I'm at Carnival Pizza out by me in Port Jeff Station.
Oh, very nice.
I have no clue who's on. I haven't seen any who's and what's it. I imagine it's even forgotten that I'm on the show.
It's a Butera thing?
Yes, because that's usually
there's a good chance
the kind of thing
yes.
that happens.
Yep.
So,
all right, time for us to go. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. One of these days we'll get Green Room back up and running. It's been tough. Everybody's busy.
This time of year for comedy is a little sparse.
Yep.
So.
But we're working on it, and that's it. Don't forget Conversations tonight with Jeff Bosey. And I think Monday. I don't think I'm going to be here this week on Monday. Yeah, I think I need to take Monday off. I got some stuff to do.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, but so Tuesday we'll be back. Monday night will be. What's the date? So Steve Squared, but I don't think there's flip tracks.
I think it's the 9th.
Yeah, it's the 9th. Yeah, I'm not going to be here Monday. There's definitely Steve Squared. I don't think there's flip tracks. So you got Conversations tonight, Steve Squared Monday night. Then I'll be back here Tuesday with trivia, and I know Hershey and the Keegs are back Tuesday night. So they just had on their show, the last show they did, they had Colin Cosell, who was Howard Cosell's nephew, grandson. He is which I didn't even know. He's been doing the Met games for a few years, but I didn't even know. He also does the Riptide games.
Oh, really?
I had no idea.
Because, like on the radio?
No, like the in-house guy.
Because he's the in-house guy, or is he part of the NLL's broadcast?
No. He's just the in-house, just like he does it with the Mets. Just now batting, same thing.
Oh, okay. He's the announcer.
Yeah, the in-house announcer. Yeah, which I had no idea. So I'm going to go say hi to him at the game tomorrow night. Have a good one, says Fremder. Be well and stay funny, he says. Hey,
you
right
get
back
funny.
at
You get funny. Fremder.
All right, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys later. See ya.